Hello, everyone, and welcome to Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. In this, our June 9th, 2025 show, we're going to be covering a range of topics, including everything that's going on with the new Superman movie. We've got so much to get through. There's popcorn buckets, there's drink containers, there's TV spots from international markets, there is Amazon Prime tickets going on sale tomorrow. There's so much happening at the moment. We're hoping to get a guest on tonight to talk to us about Superman, the official cookbook, Jermaine, but the author of that book. But we're just waiting for him to jump on the line. But in the meantime, I am joined by my good friend and co-host, Michael Bailey. I'm not sure which way to look today. Michael, how you doing?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. That I had to remember to look the other way.
Yes, sadly tonight, Michael, it's just you and I. Mark Lax has had to work back late tonight, so we wish him all the best and hope he's not working too hard. But yeah, we will push on without Mark tonight, but we wish him all the best and hope to have him back with us next week. Trying to get the Instagram thing going. It doesn't seem to want to be playing nice again this week, but never mind. We will push on without it and see what happens. Michael's just like he's frozen there a little bit. You still with me, Mike? Yes, he is. Bit of a delay.
Yeah, I seem to be on a bit of a delay, and I have no idea why.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully that kind of sorts itself out. But we'll look forward to hopefully getting our special guest on tonight. As I mentioned, Jermaine is supposed to be with us on to. I'll leave that on as it was. Maybe if I get this, Michael, if I put this up. To the left, Michael to the right, and we will remove guest #1 in the middle. We don't need that person. So there we go. That's a little bit more as it usually goes. But all right, hopefully Michael's issues with his delay will get worked out. We'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, we'll push on with tonight's topics, waiting for our special guest to arrive. Hopefully that happens soon. But if not, we have so much to get through in the world of Superman. So let's start with what the housekeeping that we need to get out of the way. We do want to thank our sponsors and patrons. We have got our champions, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, Tina Murray, Rick Schutzow, and Jamie Klingensmith. Thank you so much to those fine folks for being our champions, sponsoring the show, making it free for everyone. We really appreciate your support. Thank you for what you do. And if you'd like to join those fine folks and be a supporter of the Superman homepage and Superman Homepage Live, then all you have to do is click on the join button below there on YouTube. There are different levels of membership with different levels of perks, or you can go to patreon.com/Superman homepage. Now, if you're watching live with us tonight, you can participate in the comments, and you might be able to get on the show depending on how much time we have. And hopefully Michael can hear me to be able to give us the instructions on how fans can go about becoming a live caller on the show tonight. Michael.
Oh, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, great.
I can definitely hear you. It's just I don't know. Maybe I should drop out and come back in over the breaks so that it's not too bad. But barring all of that, if you want to join the show, all you have to do is go to supermanhomepage.com/live and press the call now button. And that puts you into the green room. You can watch the show as you're waiting to come on, or you can scan the QR code, which is right next to me over there. Did I point in the right direction? Yeah, it took me a second to see it, but I apparently did. And you hit scan me. Now, if you are watching us via your computer, laptop, desktop, whatever, and you're using an external speaker, please mute that when we have you on, because we are on a bit of a delay and that screws things up. Also, and more importantly, if you are using your smartphone, please use a headset, AirPods, whatever, Bluetooth device, because the speakerphone just doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. It makes a crackling sound.
Yeah, exactly. And I will again assign you to guest number 2. I don't know why that keeps happening, but there we go. A few technical issues, but we're ironing it all out as we go along tonight. All right, so if you're a little bit shy and you don't want to get on the phone, or we just don't have time tonight because there is a lot happening, then we are happy to hear what comments and questions you might have in the comments or chat section of the show. That's both on YouTube and on Facebook. As I said, the Instagram thing doesn't seem to be wanting to play nice tonight, so we'll just on Facebook and on YouTube tonight. So feel free to make any comments or ask any questions you might have. Michael and I can see those and react to them as the show goes on. All right, well, as we're waiting for our guest to appear, if indeed he does appear tonight, there are also, I should mention, as we've just got JK Krypton Fan 76 in the comments, giving us a super chat. All you have to do if you want to have a comment that appears on the screen, just like this one right here, is to donate. Click on the little dollar symbol. A slide will appear on your screen. You can donate as little or as much as you want for your comment or question to be featured on the screen, and we will do that as the show goes on, which is another way to greatly support the show. So thank you so much to our supporters. All right, Michael, plenty happening this week in the world of Superman. As always, we're a month away now from the release of the upcoming Superman film. There was news from James Gunn that the movie is now locked and loaded, 100% finished. He posted a tweet or a thread and whatever, all the different social media accounts that he has, saying that the film is now completely completed, ready to go. And he posted this image of the cast from the movie during filming. That's not what I wanted to post. Where is it? There. Here it is. Here. Everything is just opened up tonight. There we go. That's the image that he posted, the photo of the cast there in the Daily Planet set.
Everyone looks so happy. I guess David Cornsweat's holding the camera.
It looks like it. He's probably got longest arms. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, he is a mountain of a man, so that's entirely possible.
All right, so we know the film is locked and loaded, ready to go. Our last visual effects shot has been finished and dropped into Superman. We are now 100% done. Thanks to all my collaborators. It has been a joy. And for the rest of you, I can't wait for you to see the movie July 11th, was the comment that was posted by director James Gunn. Now, he's also confirmed that the movie is 2 hours, 9 minutes. We kept hearing 2 hours, 2 minutes, 2 hours, 20 minutes. It's right in the middle of that pretty much. 2 hours, 9 minutes. He said that, yes, that's correct. That is the time. That is the running time of the movie, including post-credits and credits. So we will see a post-credit scene. He said plural, so there might be 2. We just don't know when, or like are they mid-credits, completely after the credits. We'll wait and see how that is. So, yeah, we'll wait and see exactly what happens there at the credits. But the film is rated PG-13 for violence, action, and language. But how does that compare? How does that stack up to other films? 129 minutes is slightly shorter than Superman the movie, which was 143 minutes, the theatrical cut. 127 minutes was Superman 2, so it's right on, 129 minutes, 2 minutes longer than Superman 2. Man of Steel was 143 minutes. So it's right on that. I think 2 hour mark is pretty much stock standard these days. I think the upcoming Fantastic Four movies exactly around the same time. So it pretty much seems to be the standard running time, 2 hours for a film these days.
So a couple different things about this. One, I saw on social media a bunch of people complaining that it's not long enough. And I really think we have to get to this point where 3 hours is, or even 2.5 hours is a long time for a film. And I really don't think these movies need to be that. If it's 2 hours and 9 minutes, that means they can get more viewings and showings in a day, which means they can increase the amount of money that's coming in from ticket sales. The other thing is, I have two theories. Both are about the post credit sequences, if there's
Hmm.
two. One of them is going to be they're going to show Ultraman imprisoned because he's obviously I don't see him being like a force at the end of the film. I think Superman's going to defeat him somehow, and they're going to take the mask off, and it's going to be David Cornsweat's face, and then it's slowly going to start to turn white as like a little teaser. And if that happens,
Mm.
I'll be very happy. The
Hmm.
other is going to be Superman giving Crypto to Supergirl. Uh, if the Supergirl film is going to be like the comic, Crypto is
Hmm.
going to be with her.
Yep.
And that's actually a really good way to keep Crypto going as like a thing, so they can
Yes.
use Crypto for the promotion of the Supergirl film as well. So that's just my theory. I could be absolutely wrong about both of those. I tend to bat about 500 on these things. Sometimes I'm right, and sometimes I am really wrong. But I really want it to be that Ultraman is a clone, and that he starts turning into Bizarro at the end of it, because I would love for the sequel to have Bizarro in it somehow.
Mm. Yeah, that would be interesting. I think you might be on the money a little bit there. We'll have to wait and see, but that does sound definitely plausible.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, heard it here first, folks. So if Michael's right, we will make sure that we give him a tip of the hat to say, "Well done, sir."
yeah. This in $2 will get me a cup of coffee in New York City. So actually, it won't even get me that. Like $2 will get me like a drop of coffee, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, July 11th is the release date for the theatrical release, obviously, of the new Superman movie. But if you're an Amazon Prime customer, then
Which I
tickets
am.
go on sale tomorrow for early screenings of the film. So Amazon Prime members will have a chance to secure tickets tomorrow. I think ticket sales go on sale at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Amazon.com/Superman. You go through Fandango, and yeah, you'll be able to see the film. There'll be early screenings taking place on July 8th at 7 p.m. in select cities across the US, which is a couple of days before the wider release of the film for the audits for the movie going public.
I I'm gonna be like halfway to work at that time.
Pull over, get your phone out.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to try to get there a little early and see if I can see if it's going to be playing in the area. It's possible. If it's in Atlanta, we're not going to do it because driving an hour. I mean, it'd be cool, but I'd really like it to be more local, which it might be. I mean, I don't know how these Amazon Prime things work,
Mm.
but we are members, so getting a couple of tickets and seeing it on the 8th would be kind of keen. Of course, that's what, a Tuesday.
Yeah.
8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's a Tuesday. So I won't be able to talk about it on the show, but I don't know. It'll be fun. I enjoyed going to the preview showing in when Man of Steel came out with the Walmart
Mm.
thing. In fact, somebody sent me. I have it right over there. Somebody sent me a one of the capes that they sent to Walmart for the associates to wear. So I have a Man of Steel cape in the just 5 feet from me. I
Very
can't grab it
nice.
because there's too much stuff in the way. But no, no, I'm kind of excited about this because I feel like I have to go to the Amazon Prime showing, because I have a feeling TikTok is going to be flooded with spoilers once those showings go down.
No
I
doubt.
mean, uh, like Karate Kid Legends came out recently, and it came out in foreign markets before it came out in the United States, and the spoilers were just fast and furious. So I
Yeah,
guess
you
I'll
got to be
have to
really
try.
careful these days. So, along with that, and someone just in the comments, Wonder said, I was able to check for closer screenings today, so you should be able to find out after the show. Good luck. So you should be able to go on there and find out just exactly where it is screening. So Michael will do that. I think it's the same night as the world premiere, the Amazon Prime early showings, or maybe it's the world premieres on the Monday. I thought it was on the 7th or 8th. Anyway, I'm not sure, but it's supposed to be in LA. And just looking at what's going on in LA at the moment, you hope everything gets sorted out in a month's time.
So the thing about that is that there are pockets of like some civil unrest, but it is not as bad as the media is making it seem. I have watched a number of TikToks over the last couple of days of people in LA. One guy was just like, look at all the terror going on behind me. And there's literally just people walking down the street calmly. So, and, they were able to have the Pride Festival this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And the LAPD participated in that like they always do. So it's a little of column A, a little of column B on that one. They'll probably have it sorted out by July.
Yeah, you'd hope so. All right, so there have been a lot of things happening for the new Superman movie. Some behind-the-scenes videos that were posted. Here is one about Superman Robot number 4. Which I thought was fantastic because you get to see Alan Tudyk, who does the voice of Robot number 4 in this video.
We have no consciousness whatsoever, merely automatons here to serve.
That's so funny. I love him. This is Superman Robot number 4. That's his legal name, played by Alan Tudyk.
His voice is my voice with better enunciation.
No need to thank us, sir, as we will not appreciate it.
We are tasked to build the automaton robot.
There's so many moves in this guy.
I'm so blown away.
Superman, you must rest.
No can do, 4. I gotta get back to the fray.
So that's so cool.
What Superman doesn't tell you is he's actually going to see the Fray playing in some place, because are they still together? I don't know. Maybe that joke doesn't work. I love that it's a mostly practical effect.
Yeah. And I love the fact that Alan Tudyk was actually on set with the microphone just above his head, doing the lines so that David Corenswet could play it opposite him, hearing the line coming back at him.
Yeah, I mean, normally I've seen a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff with him for, like, Rogue One and the Andor series, and he's in that same kind of pajamas with the things that allow it. But makeup. I love the fact that I'm of the opinion that CGI as a tool has been overused recently. Now, I realize it's probably a lot cheaper. And they're getting better with certain things. Like, they don't really have green screens. They still do green screens, but there's a technology where, like, the background is projected on the screen. So it's a fake background that moves. So it's not like a matte painting, but it's a matte painting. It's like the marriage of a matte painting and CGI. Mm-hmm. And what I think that does is it gives a more realistic, and it doesn't take you out when you're watching a movie and you're noticing the CGI. I think it takes you out a little bit. At least it does me. It's why a lot of these like DC films, especially like in the early days of the DCEU, it's just like, what was the end of Suicide Squad? It was a giant beam in the middle of the city. What was the end of Wonder Woman? It was her fighting Ares. What was the end of Batman v Superman? It was them fighting a computer-generated image. I think having the robots be physical, I think, one, is better for the actors. But two, I think it just, if you know that that's mostly real, you're going to think of it as more real, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's an impressive practical effect. Like, the fact that they were able to bake these robots and have them move the way they do is it's impressive. So I'm glad to see more practical effects this time around. There was also another behind-the-scenes video of James Gunn talking about the Daily Planet set. that wasn't the video. That was something else, which we'll talk about in a second.
Yeah.
Where is James Gunn talking about? Here, it's somewhere here. Oh, I had it all teed up, and then now it seems to have. I'll find it in a second, but yeah, he's shared a behind-the-scenes video of. It was with the other one of how things went at. Maybe it's this one. Is this it? No, that's not it. I will find it. I will find him. No, it's not coming to hand.
Do you think this clip is safe?
Here it is. Here it is.
What I think we should do is bleach his sideburns so that he has to walk around in real life with just bleached sideburns.
I can hear you.
Really, I'm just making this movie as an excuse to give Nathan a bowl cut.
For our next number, gotta play a little song I wrote about love.
And then they sing without an accent.
And then you sing without an accent. Always.
Oh, yes. Yeah, much better shape than last time.
Bring it back to book up.
Yeah.
That haircut should be against your vows.
That what? That what should be what?
So that was about Guy Gardner. I don't know why I thought it was about Daily Planet, but there we did see Lois having a go at Guy about his haircut. That I just love that interaction.
Yeah, I think this film is going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be fun because the people making it seem to be having a lot of fun. Nathan Fillion is one of those actors that is very charming. So when he plays someone that's kind of smarmy, I don't know if you ever watched Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, where he was this very arrogant superhero. He just still comes across as very charming, and you know he was doing this and The Rookie at the same time. He apparently had to split a couple of different times. They were allowed, but they wouldn't let him get the bowl cut in real life. Unlike another movie where somebody was not able to get out of a commitment. There's no CGI here. That hair is 100% real. And when I saw that clip of Lois saying that haircut should be against your vows, I'm like, that's what Lois would say. You know, I actually saw somebody complaining this weekend because she seemed confident. And I'm like, it's like, how can Lois Lane be confident? And I'm like, sir,
tell us you don't know anything about Lois Lane without telling us you don't know anything about Lois Lane.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm going to stop things for a second because I have to get this off my chest.
Please.
As you know, I've been doing more on TikTok recently. I do a video a day at least. And because of that, my algorithm is now very firmly with a bunch of people talking about Superman. And I have to say that some of the takes that I've been seeing are a lot. It's really interesting. I don't know if people are doing it for engagement, and that's kind of one of the things that bothers me. It's like, you know, you and me have always been pretty normal. Like we don't come on here playing a character, and while you will have headlines that'll make people want to watch the show, we don't say inflammatory things in an attempt to get engagement.
Yes.
We hope that the video itself is reason enough for the engagement. And I'm not saying that that's bad. It's just, man, when people are complaining because Superman has a secret identity and calling that selfish, I lose my mind. And I realize and I think about, my God, what have I done to myself in my life?
I know.
And it's just going to get worse as the movie gets on. And it's not, again, there is something to be said for people like using it for engagement, because that means it's somewhat successful enough or something that people are excited about enough that they're going to use that as their way in. But all of the Superman experts that are about to enter the chat is going to be overwhelming, I think. The people who think they know. And again, this isn't an arrogant thing. This is an elitist thing. No. We are probably one of the most welcoming shows when it comes to new fans. When My Adventures with Superman was coming out, we were really happy that this whole new block of fandom was coming in for it. And I welcome all the other people. But the thing that I will say is there was a writer and kind of a comedian named Louis Grizzard who was very popular in the South. And he had a bit in one of his stand-up routines was, like, come to the South, move here, breathe our air, marry our women. Just don't tell us how you did it in Cleveland. And the idea behind that is, look, if you're coming here, we're going to welcome you, but don't tell us that we're doing it wrong. And that's where I think the problem is going to be.
Yes.
Is not the people not welcoming the new fans coming in and feeling a sense of entitlement to kind of tell us how things are going to be run. And it's just like, I think this is where the fight's going to be. It's not going to be the old fans and the new fans arguing because the new fans like it. I think it's going to be people being like, shut up. And I don't want that.
No.
I'm getting a lot of 100% in the chat over this.
Yeah,
okay.
People agreeing 100%. I mean, I saw someone today on a video about David Corenswet working out, saying superheroes don't need to work out. They should be. I'm like, he's not a superhero. He's an actor getting into shape for the role. Like, it's.
I remember years ago, Tom Welling telling a story that in very early in Smallville, I think it was the second episode, where he had to pick up Whitney because Whitney was unconscious. There was like a car accident, and the director said, "Okay, just pick him up." He's like, I'm not Clark Kent, right? So that's the thing is, though, I will say this: I don't know if we're going to see any shirtless Clark or Superman in this, because God knows we saw a lot of that in Man of Steel. I think he's big because that's the perception now of what Superman is.
Yeah.
Tyler Hoechlin is now the outlier on this. Though the thing is that everyone said Tyler's not big enough, and then he takes his shirt off, and the man is like chiseled, like he's made of marble. And I don't know, did you watch the Rosenbaum interview with him?
No, but I saw people commenting about it.
He is now he's now not doing weights. He's doing like isokinetics because it's helping with his back, and he's still in monstrously good shape. So
there you go. Yeah, it's going to be interesting times in the next month and couple of months, because once the movie comes out, there's going to be people looking for Superman content online, and there are going to be comments everywhere. But this past week, we also got a slew of new character posters thanks to James Gunn and the accounts. Obviously, we've got the Superman poster of David Corenswet as Superman. This was for the Metahuman series of posters. We've got Krypto. Just says Krypto. There's no actor playing Krypto. He's CG. We've got Alan Tudyk is Superman Robot number 4. We've got Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific, and Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl. And they were the 6 Metahuman character posters that were released earlier in the week. And then we got on to the Frenemies and Enemies, which obviously Lex Luthor was front and center of one of those posters. Then you had Miss Tessmacher, played by Sarah Sampaio. There was Maria Gabriela de Faria as the Engineer. We had Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr., and this one was also released earlier. Before them was Anthony Carrigan as Metamorpho. So they were the enemies and frenemies. And then we had the Daily Planet crew. So we had one for Clark Kent, ripping off his glasses there. Then there's obviously Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. We had Skylar Gazondo as Jimmy Olsen. Wendell Pierce as Perry White. Beck Bennett as Steve Lombard. And Michaela Hoover is Cat Grant.
I want versions of these pictures without any of the copies so we can make like a yearbook layout with them. Because that's kind of what it looks like. It looks like some schools... I'm not saying this is an insult. It's just with that background. Yeah. But no, again, everyone, like up until a couple of weeks ago, and people are probably still doing it, I've just blocked them out, were complaining that the marketing of this film, they weren't doing enough marketing for this film, that it wasn't blah, 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 blah. They were doing the perfect amount of marketing, and now they're continuing that. Releasing one set of photos one day and then another set of photos the next day is great because you're creating at that point some anticipation for it. And then people get to sit with that. So I really liked that everybody got a poster. Like literally, like the entire Daily Planet staff, all of the bad guys, the good guys. And what that says to me is that these characters are going to mean something within the story. Even if they're not on screen all that much, they're going to mean something.
Yeah, no, I was really impressed with them. So I heard some people saying, oh, it really only works for Superman, that kind of color scheme because of his costume. But I think it's a theme throughout the design that you need to do for the other characters. And so it works as well as it needs to. And we also saw a TV spot. I think at first it was on an NBA game, and then it was released online because people were trying to post up the really low quality versions, and then Warner Brothers and DC just said, "Look, here you go. Stop mucking around. Here's the real one." And have a quick look at this.
What you're looking at is the most powerful being on planet Earth. I will not accept that.
Got to get back to the fray.
Rated PG-13. Only in theaters July 11th.
So there's the TV spot that aired. A few new scenes in there. Obviously, him holding up the building was probably the main one that people noticed. Trying to almost, or something like the Fleischer cartoons, where the building looks like it's bending almost, and he's like getting in front of it to stop it from falling. And the music.
This commercial wrecked me. I have been trying so hard not to have like this over-the-top exuberance for this film. And then I watched Superman go, I got to get back to the fray. And I'm like, God, this guy's going to be the most charming Superman we've ever seen in our entire lives. Like, Reeve was charming, don't get me wrong. They've all been charming to one extent or another, but I think this is going to be the more welcoming charming. Not the, you're charming, so I'm not freaked out that you can shoot lasers out of your eyes. This is going to be like, oh, he just seems like a really good guy.
Yeah. And then there was an international TV spot that we didn't put on the website, but was on our YouTube channel. This one, I think, is from China.
Eventually, people are going to find out that you're Superman.
Yeah, but the glasses.
Hey, loser.
You're a loser.
He's not a man. He's an it with a cocky grin and a stupid outfit.
Who's that guy you were seeing?
He's so strange.
Stop, sit.
Oh, I like strange.
Cat looks a little bit twisted.
Yeah, and I like that. I'm kind of hoping for something like that. No, but the glasses. I mean, it's just like everything about this is screaming that you're going to have fun watching this film. And it was interesting seeing that because it does kind of confirm that we knew it from the trailer, but this is like actual confirmation that Lois knows. And I like that. I am fully on board with her knowing as soon as humanly possible. So that if they're having a relationship, there's some honesty there. Because I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong, and people are free to disagree with me. I grew up with 3 elder sisters, so I'm really used to that. That is not me disparaging the fact that I grew up with 3 elder sisters. I loved that I grew up with 3 elder sisters because it gave me a healthy respect for women. But there is just something now in this day and age about the triangle with the love triangle with 2 people that just doesn't work anymore. Like it worked in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, but I think once we got to the 90s and Lois and Clark became a thing, I think at that point it's like, no, if they're going to have a relationship or if we're going to have some kind of romantic angle. And as Mike Carlin said on numerous occasions, if we don't want Lois to look like an idiot,
yes, that's the thing I was going to say.
You really need her to know. Like, you don't have to have everybody knowing. He still needs a secret identity, despite what that jackass on TikTok said. I'm not letting that go. But I just love that they're adding that into the film, and that I don't have to worry about it now.
Yeah, it does. I mean, if Lois is going to be taken seriously in her job as a reporter, and she works closely with Clark, and she works closely with Superman, or knows Superman in any way, shape, or form, then it's necessary for her to know and be in on the inside of it, so that you can take her seriously, and she doesn't come across as a joke. Because all there is a pair of glasses between them. But I'm also glad that is the case. All right, DC Studios.
I love the.
Sorry, there you go.
Sorry, I love the. You're a loser. You're a loser.
It's like, what kind of a comeback is that? So funny. I could just see that Steve Lombard is going to be someone who really gets under Clark's skin.
Yep. That's
plenty of more promotions. The Daily Planet newsletter via Instagram. It's something you can subscribe to. It looks like they're doing daily news stories or daily posts. And this was the thing I put earlier. This was the Instagram. So you can see there was Clark Kent's ID badge. It's like it's on his desk. If you subscribe to the Daily Planet on Instagram, you get things like this letter from Perry White, which is the first thing that shows up. Letter from the editor. People of Metropolis, welcome to the Daily Planet. My staff and I are dedicated to providing you with concise and accurate reporting in a city awash with misinformation and sensationalism. In a world where dogs can fly and men have heat vision, our greatest strength is providing reliable journalism that informs and serves the public. Buckle up and enjoy, readers. Perry White, Editor-in-Chief of the Daily Planet. And then today, we got another article, this one from Clark Kent's desk, from the Field Reporter, the makings of our newest superhero, talks about his origins, his powers, and his purpose, and breaking down exactly who Superman is and what makes him super. And it's interesting there, he says, if I had to make an educated guess, Superman has shown he wants to help humanity, not just survive, but thrive. He's living example that there's always hope for a better tomorrow. Why else would someone consistently put themselves in danger? So he's like waving the flag for Superman.
Potential hot take, I don't think Clark Kent should write about Superman. I really don't. I don't like that. I know it sounds silly, but it seems like we've got to buy that he's lying to everybody about his secret identity for a very good reason. I'm not saying that he shouldn't, because there's a difference between not telling someone something and flat out denying something. But
by the same token, if Perry says to him, "Yeah, I need you to write a piece on this new Superman," then he can't go against his editor.
That is true. I agree with that. I hope this Perry isn't more concerned about a football game than things going on in the world. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I just think at the very least he shouldn't get the job at the Daily Planet with an exclusive about Superman, which I know goes against everything of my post-crisis roots, but still I just think there's something about that just feels wrong.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, that's the Daily Planet Instagram account. Just interesting, that photo there is credited to Jimmy Olsen. So I don't know where he was standing to take that, but very interesting. There's someone at my door. I've just got to quickly grab. I think it's a delivery that I might need to sign for. So I'll let you keep talking, Michael.
Okay. Hey, everybody. It's a me. I won't say Mario, I promise. So, how's everyone doing? Y'all feeling okay? Everyone okay out there? It's kind of scary right now, but I hope everyone's doing okay. And I hope people weren't too upset about me not wanting Clark Kent to write about Superman. It's a weird thing. I know. It's everybody has that bridge too far when it comes to a where their willing suspension of disbelief ends. Like, some people can't accept.
I actually believe
Yeah.
If I put my headphone back in, that's the wrong earbud.
We've got breaking news, people.
Yeah, breaking news. I think it's interestingly, it is.
Oh, we've got an unboxing video. Ah, the cookbook.
So
it's nice.
Yeah, we were supposed to be interviewing Jermaine McLaughlin tonight, and I don't know what happened, why that didn't come through. He didn't click the link or what have you, but we'll try to get him on another night. But yeah, there's the book there in my grubby little hands. So perfect timing.
I doubt your hands are grubby. You strike me as somebody who's rather clean. So
I try. This day and age, you got to. So there you go. That was the delivery of that book. Thank you to Insight Editions. All right, and there's a review forthcoming. I did get the PDF version of it, but I will be putting that up on July 1st. So there's embargoes and things like that. All right, moving on. Popcorn drink containers, they are the flavor of the week as far as everybody. JK Krypton Fan 76, where did you get the cookbook? Well, it's coming out. It will be available on. It's available to pre-order now on Amazon. Superman: The Official Cookbook. Recipes from Smallville to the Hall of Justice and beyond. It is available on Amazon. The link is up on our website. So yeah, we'll continue to promote that, and we were hoping to have the author with us tonight. Sith Happens, Steve, please come to the Superman celebration next year. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to meet you too, and I have been to the celebration many, many times. I was hoping, we still don't know if we'll get to the world premiere of the Superman movie this year. So traveling to the US in June and then coming back and then going back in July just wouldn't have been feasible. But one of these days I will get back to the Superman celebration. But I hope everyone enjoys it this coming weekend. It is this coming weekend, July, second weekend of June. So enjoy the Superman celebration there in Metropolis, Illinois. And make sure you do send us plenty of photos that if you are attending, and we'd love to see what everyone is having a great time. But as I was talking about, popcorn containers and what have you, View Cinemas in the UK going all out with their popcorn and drink containers for the movie for people who are attending. This popcorn machine it's just amazing because it looks like Superman is using his heat vision to heat up the popcorn in the little bucket there that does the popping.
Yeah, I love that. That is really, really funny. £29.99 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's 29 pounds, 99 whatever, without popcorn.
Without popcorn.
So you're going to have to provide your own popcorn.
Yeah, or you can probably buy it at the theater with the popcorn. You've just got to purchase it, and then you got to purchase the popcorn that goes in it. And
that's cheap.
Yeah, well, that's probably how they sell it at the theater, at the cinema. There's just your standard popcorn bucket, but again without popcorn in it. And then there's the gripper cups and what have you. So yeah, they're all very interesting. Not to be outdone, Canada got a very interesting one. I don't know how you eat the popcorn in this one. That's a little bit weird because you got to get your hand in there and like dig around at the bottom of it. But that seems a bit cumbersome.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that the top opens up so that you can kind of like get to the rest of it.
Yeah.
Or mix your M&Ms in with it, which I recommend, folks. If you're gonna,
if
you're gonna eat unhealthy and eat movie popcorn, put M&Ms in it. And the reason is that when you're eating the popcorn's usually very salty, very buttery, very savory. So if you add the sweet into it, it accentuates both sensations. It makes the sweet taste sweeter. It makes the salty taste saltier. So,
okay, take your word for it. Not to be outdone, here in Australia and in New Zealand, these are the in-theatre They're pretty basic. I think you just get everything inside these. I don't think you have to buy them separately, but you never know. These don't look that fancy or expensive, but there's the drink cups and the popcorn
They're
buckets.
neat. I love the crypto one.
So, yeah, they will be available in Australia and New Zealand, I believe. So, yeah, I haven't seen the US ones at this point in time.
They got to step up their game because they revealed the Fantastic Four bucket and it's Galactus' head, and it looks really cool. So they really...
Actually,
I think this may be the one area where the Fantastic Four has it over the Superman film.
Not sure where these... Well, no, I'll turn that one off in the back. But that's also... I think part of the Australian thing. It's the Superman LED popcorn container, so it lights up.
Wow.
So yeah, it's all different things happening out there for the upcoming Superman movie. So yeah, I guess the American ones will probably be similar or different to all those. We don't know, but yeah, that's well, they're always interesting to see these merchandising things for the new movie. And one of the biggest announcements this week was that Superman is part of Season 3 of Fortnite. Chapter 6, Season 3 is Super, and Superman has landed on Fortnite Island.
Yeah, this is... I'm trying not to be snarky about this. I'm really happy for whoever plays Fortnite that they get to play with Superman. That's great. I am so out of touch with these things. I consistently forget how popular Fortnite is. Oh, that's adorable. I like that. I mean, it's kind of creepy at the same time, but...
Yeah, these are the Sprite power-ups. Yeah, yeah. So these are the Sprite power-ups. So you get different firepower when you find these and absorb them or what have you. Crypto's got a little bone... So Crypto Treat, that's available, and that's the island map. So yeah, it was big news. Everyone was going off about it, and when there's a victory dance, I believe. Again, I'm not in on any of this. I have no idea. I've never played Fortnite, but I saw this and I just got to post this.
I'm savage, classy, bougie, ratchet, sassy, moody, nasty, hacking, stupid. What was happening? What was happening?
Okay, that was
that was a lot.
That happened. Decisions were made. No, it's like one of those things that the older I get, the more I have to fight turning into Abe Simpson from The Simpsons. Because there is a very fine line between feeling a little out of touch and not understanding what everyone's really excited about and yelling at clouds, or talking about when you had an onion on your belt, which, I might add, was the style at the time. And it's just like, Wonder in the comments, he plays Fortnite, he's really excited about this, and I love that. It's just, this is just one of those things that I can't get excited about because I'm just not into it. That doesn't mean I think it's bad. No. It's just, more than anything, it just makes me feel really out of touch.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same. I was like, I don't know what this is all about, but I'm happy that they're doing it. And I did notice there was issues with the cape. People were talking about why doesn't it sit properly and whatever, and they've since fixed that. So obviously they got a lot of complaints about the way the cape was sitting or why it was detached or halfway down his back or what have you. But these things get fixed, and they've, I believe, fixed that since what we just saw. So plenty of fans absolutely thrilled about it, and I'm happy for them. I mean, same goes for these stickers that they're releasing with, Giphy thing. I mean, I put emojis on my messages, sure, but I'm not necessarily the biggest probably person that would be the target audience for these, but these are big. So yeah, put them on your messages.
Wonder makes actually a really good point that this is going to give kids and people who are really into this game, but especially kids, it's going to give them some kind of connection to Superman, which we kind of need for the next generation to continue the never-ending battle. So, there may come a time where there aren't monthly comics anymore. I don't want that to happen, but at the same time, it might happen. So he's got to live on in other media. And thankfully, he's got a foothold in everything.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, these little stickers that you use in your messages available around clear now.
Okay. Yeah.
It looks like we're back.
I wondered if that was the problem.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's back. Everything is. Oh no, you've just gone out again. But yeah, sorry about that, folks. So we just dropped out for a second.
I'm much more in sync than I was before.
Yeah.
Like it was
so
literally.
So. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. My internet kind of just dropped out there for a second. I just mentioned Lois and Clark, the complete series, back on Blu-ray or coming to Blu-ray for the first time.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this. I'm kind of hoping that an Adventures of Superman announcement is going to follow it. But this is with the problems that Warner Brother DVDs from the era that the Lois and Clark was originally released in, having a Blu-ray set is going to be really nice. God, it sounds like I can't be happy about anything. I kind of wish they would have gone for the, like the original shot of him opening the shirt and him and her behind him for the cover, but that one's fine.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, let's quickly do this fan favorite segment for this week. Here we go.
Yes.
All right, our fan favourite question from last week was, what is your favourite episode of the Krypton TV series? And we only had one person respond. Who was that, Michael?
That was Lorenzo Hot Takes Valdez. My favourite Krypton episode is Ghost in the Fire. There's so much fun to be had with that one, with Adam Strange and a Brainiac-infected Segel being hunted by Lobo. Coincidentally, I was standing right next to my new Epic Strike Superman action figure, right as you were talking about that figure on the last episode of Superman Homepage Live. So I thought I'd share a photo with you guys.
I didn't have the photo from Lorenzo. Sadly, I was rushing for this episode, grabbed that quick still from the TV show. So sorry, Lorenzo, I don't have that for you to display, but thank you for being the only person who responded to the fan favorite question this week. And I do remember loving that version of Lobo from the TV series. I thought it was really well done.
Still have yet to watch it. I'm leaving it there for when I need like something new to watch. So
very cool. All right, our new fan favorite question for this week is, what is your favorite episode of the Superman and Lois TV series? The email address, and there's so many great ones to pick from, info@supermanhomepage.com is the email address to send your responses to, info@supermanhomepage.com. Send those in and we will read them out when we return to this segment next week. So that is the fan favorite segment. Thank you to Lorenzo for his response. I'm sure more people will be able to respond to this question this week. All right, we are now at the end of our show. Sorry about not having Jermaine McLaughlin in to talk about Superman, the official cookbook. We'll try to tee that up again either next week or the week after. I'm sure there was probably just some scheduling issues there, but we will have him on the show to talk about his contribution to the book. The recipes were written by Alina P. Crane, great supporters of the show. Thank you to everyone who tuned in for tonight's show. Really appreciate you spending that past hour with us. Michael and I and Mark will be back next week on Monday, June 16th for another edition of Superman Homepage Live at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Hope you'll join us then. Until then, be sure to check out supermanhomepage.com for all your daily news updates on everything surrounding the Man of Steel. I'm Steve Eunice on behalf of myself and Michael Bailey. Thanks for watching Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com.